Hi friends, this is Dr. Abdequaem, Chimthanawala. There is a very fad in homeopathy that you learn this book completely, all the symptoms you must know by heart, line number, page number, and you can be a very good practitioner. I was also told when I was a student and I had literally mugged up the whole book. I knew symptom by symptom of a book. Does it guarantee you that you will be a good practitioner? Think over it. Because learning symptoms, getting good marks, and actually seeing the symptoms, how that symptom is interpreted and how do you interpret that symptom from the patient is an art. If you ask me, my practice was never good when I mugged up whole Materia Medica, line by line, page by page. Lot of people will tell you to do that, but if you tell me, don't do that. In fact, when you are learning a symptom, when you are studying a symptom, see how will the patient come up with that symptom and how will you interpret that symptom in patient form. I'll give you an example also. There are two types of practitioners if you see it, two types of personalities if you see. One who are theoretically perfect. They'll know Materia Medica, organon, repertory, so much that you'll be surprised how come we don't know. And there are other class of people, doctors, where they know what is more important to prescribe. They are able to interpret that symptom in the rubric form, in the Materia Medica form, and they are better practitioners I have seen when I joined them, when I was working under them. Let me give you an example. There was a case, Dr. Boger was called to see a case of fever, cerebral fever you can say, cerebral typhoid you can say. He was called for a home visit. Dr. Boger went to that case. He saw that case in fever and told that I cannot prescribe today because I have no characteristic symptom to prescribe today. And he went off. Next day he came again to see the case. He saw the case again and he said the same thing. Today also I don't have any symptom to prescribe, any characteristic symptom to prescribe, and he went off. On the third day, he again came. He saw the patient, the fever was rising. Imagine, the fever was rising. Third day he came, he saw the case. He said, I have selected the remedy, give this remedy, and with that few doses of that remedy, and the cases were cured. What did he see? When he saw the case, he saw the patient lying on the bed, facing the wall, just facing the wall, and he prescribed the drug. What is this? You must have mugged up hundreds of symptoms from the Materia Medica. You must have mugged the whole book, as they all say that you must know Allen's keynote by heart. But what will you prescribe in this case? The patient was lying in the bed, seeing the wall. You search Materia Medica, Allen's keynote also, you will never get the symptom that the patient is lying and seeing the wall. But now, what is the art of prescribing? What is this called? That you must know. He prescribed the patient phosphoric acid. Acid phos, as you say, acid phos, few doses, cured the case. On the third day, when he found this characteristic. If you see in Materia Medica, if you interpret this symptom, it is written complete apathy and stupor, indifference, regardless, even to see the doctor, lies like a log, utterly regardless of the surrounding. A beautiful line later in a Materia Medica. It goes, cerebral typhoid or typhus, complete apathy and stupor, takes no notice, lies like a log, utterly regardless of surrounding. It is written in phosphoric acid. Imagine you know this symptom by heart, but if you can't see in your patient, what is the use of mugging up the Materia Medica? You have mugged up, you have got good marks in your college life, now come out of it and see how you interpret that symptom. No need to mug up symptoms. You must know what the gist of the remedy and how do you prescribe from that gist. Whenever you join a doctor, whenever you join somebody under practice, see that physician, see that doctor, how does he look at that symptom, and then he prescribes. You have a symptom called spoiled children, spoiled child. The child is not going to tell you, I'm spoiled, give me a drug for that. That is the interpretation. You have to know to interpret, how you interpret a spoiled child. There's a rubric called positivity. The patient will not come and tell you that I am a very positive person. That you have to interpret the positivity from his symptom. This is what you have to learn when you are under practice. Don't join a physician or doctor who is very good in teaching Materia Medica that you have already learned in your college. Join a doctor who has good practice, who sees patients and tries to tell you how did he interpret that symptom of the patient in the form of Materia Medica or in the form of rubric. We have symptoms indifferent. The patient is not going to tell you he's indifferent, that you have to interpret, that the doctor will interpret and tell you this is indifferent. So my dear students, my dear beginners of homeopathy, what mistake I did, what mistake people do in mugging up symptom, don't do it. Whoever doctor you have joined, try to ask him how do you interpret this symptom in the language of the patient. That is more important to you. You're getting my point. This is, you have to learn the art of interpretation and then prescribing. I hope you are getting me. So from next day, learn the art of interpreting. For example, I had a case of phosphorus. It is beautifully written in Materia Medica. Sensation as if anus remained wide open. The patient is not going to come and tell you that I feel my anus remains wide open. That is, you have to interpret that symptoms. And that you have to learn from the doctor where you are practicing. There is a lot of difference between theory and actually practical implication of what you have learned in your practice, learned in your college days. So my friends, this is a short video which I wanted to make because there were a lot of people who are under me and they keep telling me, sir, which Materia Medica to study, which Materia Medica to study, which symptom you have to mug up, which symptom we have to know by heart. So this is the crux of what I tell to my fellow doctors who are with me, that instead of mugging up symptoms, instead of learning Materia Medica, learn how to interpret. All Materia Medicas are nice because whatever 3 marking symptoms are there in the remedy are there from Allen's keynote to Allen's encyclopedia. From herring adding symptoms to Materia Medica Pura. The 3 marking symptoms of the remedy will never change. Only the interpretation of what you interpret from the patient's language depends on your experience and depends on what you have learned from the doctors you have joined. So my friends, do see this video. Do share this video. I have lot of remedies, rare remedies which I have used in my practice and shared on my video. Go and see those videos. Go and see those remedies. But please try to understand the interpreting of symptom rather than mugging up Materia Medicas. Thank you, my friends.